Welcome! In this video I'm going to demonstrate the most common ways to clear your AC condensate drain line, one of the most overlooked causes of water damage and AC shutdowns. I believe every homeowner who's able should learn how to DIY this simple task, because it clogs more often than you think and calling a pro every single time gets expensive fast. I'll share my tips and tricks and the exact method I use to keep my AC drain line clear year round. You'll definitely learn something new, and by the end, you'll know which method actually makes sense for your specific setup until you find the one that works best for you. Sometimes the clog isn't even in the line, so I'll show you a unique way to rinse out the drain pan right at the drain outlet, where problems often start. This is surprisingly easy to do, and it's a huge confidence boost once you realize you can maintain your system's drainage yourself. So keep watching. Even if your setup has a condensate P-trap, I'll walk you through how to clear that too. Then we'll go over a few simple methods to help extend the time between servicing and prevent future clogs. Let's go. Okay, the first step is to find the switch near your air handler and turn it off. If you don't see one, turn it off at the breaker. I'm going to start out with the most common way to unclog and or maintain your condensate line, using a shop vacuum. Your AC actually creates water through condensation. As warm, humid, indoor air flows over the super cold evaporator coils, the moisture in the air turns into liquid droplets. That water then collects in a drain pan and is safely carried outside through a drain line. Okay, you need to remove the paper filter since you'll be sucking water from the AC condensate pipe. Now there are many ways to connect your wet vac. I can jam my nozzle attachment over the 3/4 pipe. You can see it mostly encompasses it. I place the hose in the suction port, and I'm going to show you a few ways to do this. Turning it on, I connect the hose to my nozzle and use my fingers to cover the open area the nozzle doesn't cover. This works, but not the best because you're stuck here. Another way is to put a wet towel around the pipe and then put the hose over the pipe. The towel eliminates any air gaps. Now the best way is to use what the pros use, especially wet vac attachment. It costs a little over 20 bucks. The green area can accept different hose sizes. I add a 3/4 coupling and it has a clear tube allowing visual confirmation of flow. Now there's another critical step most people miss using a wet vac to maintain or clear a clog in their condensate line. I'll show you that in a second. Now a lot of pros use these battery operated portable wet vacs. They don't have to mess with plugging it in, and it stores away easily in their vehicle. You might just have to empty it a few times because it doesn't hold as many gallons of water. Okay, let me show you that critical step I mentioned. I stretch out the vacuum hose so there are no bends and the water can flow freely. Kick it on and set up my ladder because my air handler is up in the air in my garage. Now typically the AC installers leave a fitting not glued for removal. Mine is here and you can hear the suction of the vacuum. If you can hear that, the clog is clear. Or if you're just performing preventive maintenance, you're ready for the next step. The wet vac sometimes won't clear a clog at the drain outlet. I'll show you how to do that soon. Now I temporarily reconnect the pipe so I can insert a tray I will use to catch any water, first letting it pour in the secondary drain pan. Now here's the critical step. You have to flush the line with water when using the vacuum method. The more the better. I assure you if you skip this step, you'll increase the chance that the line reclogs. Now using a vacuum to clear your AC condensate drain line is not my favorite method. I'm going to show you next what my favorite method is. But again, if you can't get a hose to your air handler, but flush the line as you're pulling a vacuum, you should be okay. Here's a shot as the water flows into the vacuum. Okay, let's finish this up and take a look in the shop vac to see what we got out. You see, by flushing the line with water while you're pulling a vacuum, you'll get way more out versus just sucking the line. It's called bacterial zooglea. I call it AC snot or boogers. Let me show you next what I feel is the most effective method to clear your condensate drain line. You use a hose, and I'll show you several ways you can do this. My favorite is this 3/4 inch plastic slip drip irrigation female adapter. You pick up where the sprinkler parts are at HD or Lowe's. You also need this brass hose end shut off. You get that in the garden section. Okay, after removing my spray hose nozzle, I add the brass shut off, then the 3/4 female adapter. This is super easy to assemble and really effective. I go ahead and turn on the water. Let me show you how much water shoots out. You see, you can't compare this to the water I was pouring in the line with a funnel while pulling a vacuum. Let me show you something else I like to do. As I'm flushing the line, I like to be able to see and verify the water's flowing out good without having to walk back and forth. So I set up my phone on the window ledge and look at my watch as I'm flushing the line. But because I'm filming a YouTube video, I set up my camera in a better position to catch the shot. Just an idea if you have a smartwatch. Okay, I have my ladder set up and the hose ready. Now if your air handler is inside your house in a closet, attic, or even on the second floor, what I would recommend is just to buy a cheap $10 hose and keep it bagged up to keep it clean for just the specific use. You don't want to drag a dirty hose in your house. Now if you don't know where your disconnection point is, just carefully pull and tug on your fittings near your drain pan and you'll find it. Watch how easy this is. I just push it onto my drain pipe going into the garage wall. Okay, this is how I use my watch to monitor how everything's going. I go ahead and turn on the water. Now I want to mention, you have to make sure all your pipes were glued properly together and water's not flooding any area of your house while you're doing this. So the first time you do this, just watch to make sure you have good water flow. Mine is a fair distance, so it takes a bit before I start seeing the water flow, which always makes me feel a little nervous until I do. Okay, it's trying to cough up the boogers. Come on, let it out, cough it up. There comes out a big one. Do you see it? Not too bad because I keep up with this. Now check this out. Do you spot it? Looks like someone's been hanging out in here. I couldn't see this from my watch screen because it's small and I was just focused on ensuring the water was flowing. This is what it looks like on my watch. At this point, impossible to notice our little friend, but I just let it run watching that I have good water flow, and I hope you can see how this is more effective than using a vacuum. Before smartwatches and phones, I would just check out the drain line exit point for the size puddle and boogers amount to see if it worked. If you don't have a smartwatch, you can of course just record everything with your phone and rewatch the footage afterwards. So after turning off the water, our friend who was holding on for its life comes out to dry off and get some air. Looks like it has some AC boogers on it, so I let it off in the grass so it can wiggle through it and scrape them off. I have a feeling it's not going to want to hang out there ever again. Okay, after checking out what got coughed up, I'm going to show you a few more options to make your water connection. Now you saw how I connected right to a 3/4 inch pipe, but if you need to make your connection directly to a fitting like a 90 or coupling, they sell this 3/4 male adapter right next to the female one. It screws on the same way, and I'm using a coupling to demonstrate this. So again, this is my recommended way to do this. This is the best way to make a hose connection for a good flush. Okay, for another option, there's this drain bladder sold in the plumbing aisle. It also connects directly to your hose and can be used for any drain clogs, even in a sink. Okay, let's go try it. I screw it on and I first try it in a 3/4 inch coupling and a little water was kicking back. The 3/4 adapter still winning. Next I try spraying it directly in a 3/4 inch pipe and it still wasn't tight enough and the water was kicking back. Next I tried in a 1 inch to 3/4 inch PVC coupling. This worked much better. I wasn't getting any water to kick back, only where I didn't screw the drain bladder on tight enough. I'm still liking the 3/4 adapter better. You can see how the 1 inch to 3/4 inch PVC coupling is holding it tighter. I wanted to show you this option in case you think it's best for your specific AC condensate drain setup. I definitely like it and I will keep it as another DIY tool for my collection. When I put mine back, I gotta make sure that this pipe is touching the bottom here. I've made a mistake and did this before, where the angle going back to the wall is not enough and water will start coming out of here. It'll back up. I have to make sure that this is tight against this. So I had to put it tight like this. I always have to make sure I lift this up and keep it tight so the angle is going down. Okay, now sometimes the clog is here at the drain outlet and not in the line, or even both. So I'm going to show you next a unique way to rinse out the drain pan right at the drain outlet where problems often start. I'm going to show you two ways. One way with removing the fittings as you see me doing, the second without. Mine are not glued in, so be careful if you try this and don't force it damaging the pan. Here's the flexible rod cleaning brush you'll see me use. You can't find it at HD or Lowe's, only online. You can try this if you don't want to remove your service panel, running it in and out of the drain outlet. Now because my PVC fittings are easy to remove, I like bringing them to the hose to give them a good rinse. The buildup likes to get stuck in the 90s, so this is the easiest way to clean them. Okay, next let's remove the service panel above the drain outlet. Mine has 4 screws in the corners. I do this by hand, not by drill, because they're small and easy to remove. Plus, when you reinstall them, you can strip the hole easily. You can consider wearing gloves for all this, but mine is pretty clean, so I'm not worried about it. The metal panel can be a little sharp though, so it's a good idea. This is the primary drain pan that collects the water droplets from the evaporator coils. Here's what it fully looks like so you have a good visual. It slopes so all the water heads to the drain outlet, and right inside here it gets clogged so the water can't come out. I next place a tray on the secondary drain pan to catch the water that we're going to be spraying in here. Now you can try to take your hose and spray directly in the drain outlet and hope that the boogers clogging it comes out. If there's just a little bit in in there, the extra water rushing out might get them. But it's better to get from behind and push them out with the water. It's just that a hose nozzle can't fit in there. If a spray nozzle is all you have, you can take your brush and break up the boogers as you're spraying the water behind it to flush it out and clear it. But let me show you something that's even better. In the plumbing aisle, they sell the swivel adapter for a garden hose, and nearby there's 1/4 inch clear vinyl tubing. Let me show you how to assemble and use this. You first unscrew the nut and don't lose the small ferrule. Now we take the brass hose shut off and screw on the swivel adapter to it. Then we need to cut a piece of the tubing from the coiled packaging. So I pick a length I like and I cut my piece. Next you slip the nut on first, then the ferrule. The ferrule's a little tight to slip on, but you just work it until it's just past the end of the tubing. And then insert it into the swivel adapter, screwing on the nut and tightening it by hand until you can't anymore. Finally taking 2 wrenches to tighten it up the rest of the way. Let me show you how well this can spray the water. Pretty far, but we won't be using it with this much pressure. I just wanted to demonstrate to you how well it sprays. Okay, let me show you how I use it to rinse and clean the pan and drain outlet. Now watch how much more flexible this is versus a hose nozzle. I can spray in the tightest spaces, flushing out any boogers clogging the drain outlet. Now I wish I had some boogers to demonstrate this fully, but I keep my unit clean, performing preventive maintenance yearly. Let me show you a shot from inside the drain pan. Right here is where boogers like to stop the water to be able to flow out. I just have rust flakes. Now I will demonstrate this can be done even if you couldn't or didn't remove the drain fittings once we put them back on. Okay, one more final rinse, and check out what else you can do with the swivel adapter and tube. You can remove these 2 pieces, then give your evaporator coil a good rinse to clean. All the dirt will be collected in the drain pan, and then you rinse it out the drain outlet, finally flushing it with the hose to the outside drain line exit point. Okay, let me show you how to put these PVC fittings back on. You can wrap the threads with Teflon tape 3 or 4 times, or use pipe dope, but I never do. Now when you feel it getting too tight as you screw them on, don't keep turning. Back it up from there and set it to your desired final position. You don't want to damage the drain outlet, so don't over tighten. Remember, the water's not under pressure, so it doesn't need to be on crazy tight. Now I would say the removal of these fittings is for more advanced DIYers. If you've never done something like this, I'm going to show you how to clear the drain outlet without removing them next. This one's starting to get tight, so I leave it in my desired position. You see, I can effectively use this method to clear the drain outlet even with the fittings on because of the flexibility of the tube. So don't risk breaking your drain pan if your DIY skill set is still set at beginner. If it's blocked with boogers, take a cable zip tie and just work it in and out to break and loosen the clog up. Then follow that with a flush with the tube. This method works just fine. You can do it. Now your evac coils and drain pan can look completely different than mine, but the process is the same to clean it out. Just find the drain outlet and repeat the steps we just went over. Okay, let's get the service panel back on. These panels sometimes are a pain to align the screw holes, but I get it close enough and screw in the 4 screws by hand. I'm going to demonstrate next some techniques if you have a condensate trap. But first I want to get the wet tray out of the way, so I shop back most of the water out first. You'll take a shower with this water if you skip a step and you're not careful. Now with most of the water out, I can carefully remove the tray and dump it in the grass. Okay, let's go over some tips if you have a condensate trap. Now if this is what your drain line looks like coming out of your unit, the water in the trap's bend counters the system's negative pressure, suction, allowing condensation to flow out while blocking air. My unit doesn't need one because its path to the outside is going down the wall and under the foundation, popping back up outside, which creates a trap underground naturally. Okay, so the most common way is to remove the cap above the trap and run your brush to clean or clear your line. You can pull it backwards if you remove your service panel to get the fittings attached to the drain outlet. There are also U-shaped traps. This one has openable caps for servicing and cleaning. You can use your wet vac on this end too, whatever works. Now test out by moderately pulling and tugging so you can find an unglued fitting for removal. Or sometimes I'll have a 3/4 PVC union you can unscrew to detach. One of the other fittings might not be glued for full removal for flushing the trap outside with the hose. This will also allow you to flush the line with the hose. Now some techs add a clear tube with hose clamps for a disconnection point, but not really my favorite, but works. I love this cleaning tool that gets permanently installed. It's called the AC Drain Doctor, and you close the blue handle so water doesn't flow back into the unit. Hook your hose up to the built-in brass shutoff, and you flush the line. While I'm up here, I'll give the mold on the outside supply duct plenum a quick spray. The cold duct in this hot, humid garage creates moisture. And remember, if you're pulling a vacuum, use a funnel and pour water through the line. Now, if your unit is constantly clogging up despite regular flushing and cleaning, you can try using a 1/4 to 1/2 cup of bleach or cleaning vinegar with some warm water for 30 minutes for routine prevention. Some systems warn against bleach or vinegar as they can damage certain materials or glues. Just flush it afterwards and you should be fine. I personally only use a little cleaning vinegar and condensate pumps. Let me show you some final options for clearing stubborn clogs. Home Depot has this HVAC condensate line blaster. Make sure you read the directions carefully. It uses CO2 cartridges. You could use it to unclog the trap, or you can do it directly from the drain line exit point. It all depends where you think the clog is, and you have to just try different ways. From here, you'll know if you got it because all the water will come rushing out that was backed up. Another option is you can unscrew the 14-inch flexible hose assembly and screw it onto your air compressor blowgun. This way you don't have to waste CO2 cartridges. Just make sure you set it to 30 to 50 psi only so you don't blow out your PVC line. Mine's not clogged, but sometimes when you push the clog versus the vacuum pulling it, it breaks it loose if you have a stubborn one. There are of course many more options, but finally this one has an expandable bladder. Its advantage is it blows in the direction you want it to go, even if it's in a T-fitting, because the bladder inflates and seals everything behind it. It's called a gallows gun cannon. My routine, guys, is that when I have the hose pulled out anyway to wash the cars, I move the ladder over to my unit, I don't put any special attachments on, and I just spray directly in my drain line, not worrying about a little water spraying out. I do this every couple months so I never have a clog. If my air handler was in my house, I would attach a clean hose and use the brass shutoff with a 3/4 adapter. I keep up with mine because if my drain line clogs, the water comes out of the secondary drain fitting, fills up my secondary/auxiliary drain pan, and comes out of that fitting and drips right onto my car hood. I don't have a condensate flow switch or an auxiliary condensate drain pan overflow shutoff switch, and I really don't like nasty water dripping on my car. Okay, finally, let me take you to my mom's house so I can show you her AC, which has these safety devices to detect rising water levels because of a clog. We will service her condensate line while we're here, and I'll show you how they automatically cut power to prevent water damage. Now, this is essentially her trap. She doesn't have one at the unit just like mine. See how the 90's position pointing up holding the water? When I visit her, I regularly dump some, not all, of the water out, which clears any boogers it's holding. But I'm positioning the pipe even more down so we can flush it. Never spin and point to 90 down if your unit's line is piped this way. It's not going underground and back up like mine. Now here's her hose. I just bring it right up into her attic where her air handler is. Okay, her unit has this 3/4 PVC slip union like I showed you earlier, so I just have to unscrew it to detach the pipe. I leave this trash can cover up here to catch any drips as I'm doing this, and the pointy nose of the spray nozzle fits tight to the hole perfectly. Then I spray. Okay, let's see what we get out. Pretty nasty. I hope you can see this is not hard to do. Definitely a DIY task every homeowner should learn if you're physically able. This is the most overlooked cause of water damage in AC shutdowns. I'm going to show you that in a second once we're done with this. Now if I had to call an AC company every time I had to do this, I would be broke. I see their vans in the neighborhood with their vacuums out every day. Okay, we're done. I just flush it for 30 seconds or a little longer. I then reposition my catch lid and spray a little water up in the unit and let it flush out, clearing the drain outlet. All that's left is to screw my slip union back together. I hope I convince you that flushing the line is the most effective way of doing this if you're able to get a hose to your air handler. But if not, just make sure you flush the line as you're vacuuming by pouring water in a funnel. And then stop the vacuum and fill your line with a little bit of water to refill the trap. Okay, here's the condensate overflow or float or safety switch. If the primary drain line backs up, water will fill in here and this black part will float up, shutting the system down. You can see in here better with the light off, but this will fill up with water. This one is perfectly dry. If water leaked out of my mom's unit, it would drip on the ceiling of her kitchen, which obviously wouldn't be good. Her unit has an auxiliary or secondary condensate drain pan overflow shutoff switch. If the secondary drain pan fills up because the second drain line is clogged, this white part will float up, shutting the system down. My mom's unit has 2 independent drain lines draining to the outside. I keep them clear so I don't get a service call from her. Here's a close-up of the snot and boogers that came out, and all that's left is to reposition the pipe to create the trap again. With flushing versus vacuuming, I don't need to refill the trap back up. There's still water in the line. So that's it, guys. Hopefully after watching this video, I gave you the knowledge and confidence to DIY your AC's condensate drain line service and preventive maintenance. If you're concerned about the cost of the tools you need, ladder, vacuum, adapters, and attachments, it's something you build up over time as you own your house. One emergency service call avoiding a HVAC contractor pays for everything you need. Please remember to hit the thumbs up if you like this video, and be sure to subscribe to watch more home DIY videos just like this one. Put any questions in the comments, and maybe I can help you with your project. Click on any of these links on the screen to check out my other home DIY videos. One, I show you how to fix a sticky garage door that jerks and shakes when it's opened. The other, how to make your AC return vent grill look new again. Thanks for watching and keep DIYing. Bye now.